date a girl that did OnlyFans?
I gotta just be the breadwinner. I don't know. I feel weird.
A lot of these OnlyFans chicks are rich, right?
They are.
You wouldn't marry though. Like, you're not marrying an OnlyFans.
I mean, maybe I would have, but like at this point, like it's probably not worth it. Like, you know.
Well, yeah,
Like, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd marry a OnlyFans girl now. You know, there's no point.
Jack Doherty's OnlyFans agency isn't just slipping, it's hanging by a thread and could end up banned for real. Things have been getting messy for Jack for days, but now the heat just hit a whole new level. He's staring straight at possible probation, and if that goes through, he might get blocked from doing those chaotic live streams he built his name on. And trust me, that's not even the wildest part. Jack might be walking straight into something way bigger, the kind of situation that could smash his whole income stream. His main moneymaker, his OnlyFans agency, is suddenly in the danger zone. And if this falls apart, Jack's whole business world could flip upside down in a second. After McKinley laid out a bunch of claims and so-called evidence against him, Child Protective Services announced they would look into the situation again. But this time, things are being treated seriously and carefully. If that investigation wraps up and the findings push for strict rules, Jack could end up under probation terms that make it impossible for him to keep running his agency. That would hit his pockets harder than anything he has dealt with this year. And stay locked in, because in this video, I'm breaking down everything.
Dislike how they promote themselves, as they essentially paddle this adult content straight to kids. And it's very clear by the way they market themselves. A little bit of a stretch though, but the dude did call him out for being soulless, and now they were arrested for filming a gambling promotion in the middle of the street. He was breaking the law while in possession of things that he shouldn't have. So he was being a complete moron. But with him, that's nothing new, because his entire life is kind of like a skill issue. And currently he's now facing 7 years in prison. So Jack Doherty just got hit with 3 separate charges in Florida, and the max penalties are worse than what people think, because he's facing a felony for possession of controlled substances, which alone can carry 5 years in prison. Then he has possession of under 20 G's of that Bob Marley special, which is a first-degree misdemeanor worth up to 1 year in jail. And then on top of that, he's being charged with resisting an officer without violence, which is another possible year. So altogether stacked, he's technically looking at up to 7 years behind bars in an absolute worst-case scenario. Realistically though, he probably won't see anything near this because, you know, from what I can tell, he's a first-time offender, so he'll probably just end up getting probation or some sort of diversion.
The claims, the proof people are talking about, and why some are saying Jack's agency is being accused of promoting improper adult content online, especially in a way that isn't safe for younger audiences. If any of that gets confirmed by officials, this could shut down Jack's business for the long run. But now, let's switch gears for a second, because things got even more awkward when Jack was asked if he'd ever marry someone who does OnlyFans. And his answer says a lot. When the host brought it up, Jack said, I gotta just be the breadwinner when you date a girl that did OnlyFans. That response had people raising eyebrows fast. Why even bring up the idea of marrying an OnlyFans creator if deep down he doesn't seem to respect them? It almost feels like he's using these women for his agency and nothing more. And here's the twist. The top creators on the platform don't even know who Jack is, so there's barely any real opportunity for him to level up in that space. And this is exactly why the women in his agency are getting frustrated. Some say he treats them poorly or embarrasses them on live camera, and that kind of behavior could come back to haunt him big time. If even one of his models decides to speak out, that could push current investigations into a whole new direction. And that would be a major problem for Jack in the future. Yeah, McKinley isn't exactly known for being the hero in every story, but the moment he started speaking out against Jack Doherty, people suddenly paid attention. And honestly, the way he laid things out, the logic, the timeline, the possible consequences, it all started sounding way too real to ignore.
Dislike how they promote themselves, as they essentially paddle this adult content straight to kids. And it's very clear by the way they market themselves. A little bit of a stretch though, but the dude did call him out for being soulless.
What McKinley revealed about Jack is serious, and if even part of it ends up confirmed by investigators, Jack could be facing real consequences for his actions. This isn't just internet drama anymore. This is the type of situation that gets authorities involved fast. These next points are the ones everyone needs to focus on, because they're the things that could actually put Jack in a position where he faces long-term prison time again. And the wild part? All of this chaos goes right back to Jack's OnlyFans agency, and the allegations just keep stacking up every week. People online have come forward accusing Jack of treating women in his agency badly, and there are also claims saying he tried bringing in people who should have never been connected to adult content in the first place, which is exactly why authorities are looking at this closely. If investigators confirm any of these claims, his agency could be completely banned and shut down for good. And on top of that, it now looks like Jack might not be paying out the money these women were promised. If he really isn't sending out the salaries or the agreed upon earnings, this takes the whole situation from bad to straight up collapsing. Think about it. If the very women who helped him make his biggest profits aren't getting paid, why would they stay? They were the lifeline of his business, and now they're dipping one by one. We saw McKinley step away, then Christie, and now it feels like every model is packing up and leaving. The agency that Jack bragged about online is turning into a full-blown mess, a sketchy, failing business with no trust and no stability left. But trust me, it gets even worse. Authorities have now started watching Jack's agency closely, and real legal issues are starting to show up. The reports being passed around behind the scenes aren't looking good at all. Officials are already aware that Jack might have violated multiple rules, and that's only speeding up the downfall he's trying to outrun. If these accusations and investigations end up lining up, this could be the final blow, the real end of Jack Doherty's entire operation. That's why people keep pressing him every time he shows up in public, confronting him, embarrassing him, and even yelling at him while cameras are rolling. This growing backlash is another reason why authorities are paying attention, especially now that Jack was just arrested and is already under heavy watch. If investigators find out Jack repeatedly broke major laws, especially within his OnlyFans agency, the consequences could be massive for him. The agency could get permanently banned, locked down, erased, all of it. Even other creators like TOI have publicly said that if these allegations are true, Jack could end up serving years behind bars. And honestly, I agree with Toy at this point. Just think about it. If Jack gets hit with probation, do you really see him still running an OnlyFans agency under those conditions? No way. And if officials discover the agency was pushing adult content where younger viewers could see it through Jack's live streaming, that's a serious issue that could shut everything down instantly. His streaming could even get shut down because of everything happening right now, and that's a huge risk for him. After all this drama, one thing is finally clear. The way Jack Doherty treated the women in his so-called agency is being dragged into the light, and people aren't letting it slide anymore. At first, when big creators compared him to Epstein, many thought it was extreme, but with all the new claims and evidence being shared online, the situation isn't looking exaggerated anymore. It's starting to look like a real issue he can't outrun. If more exposes keep dropping, there's no question Jack could end up facing real legal consequences and fast. So what do you think? Should Jack Doherty be held accountable for everything people are accusing him of? The internet is buzzing and the comments are getting louder every day. One person wrote, "This just proves that all you need is money and women will spend time with you. Jack is one of the most feminine men I've ever seen. He's a punk, a brat, and an all-around POS. And yet women still sleep with him." Another comment said, "Jack Doherty is considered the worst social media influencer in history. I truly hate him." Someone else added, "Jack needs to be banned from the internet. He needs to get a real job." And another person didn't hold back, writing, "When he starts aging into his 30s and 40s, he won't be able to keep doing any of this. He's gonna end up broke, living with his mommy and daddy." These comments aren't just random trolling anymore. People are laying out real concerns and calling out patterns they've noticed for a long time. Public opinion around Jack is getting darker by the day, and it's clear the internet has hit a turning point with him. This isn't just one scandal. It's a stack of problems, all hitting him at the same time. From the investigations, to the live stream behavior, to the accusations around his agency, everything is crashing down at once, and it's catching up to him way faster than he expected. Now, everything depends on what the authorities decide next. Will Jack somehow slip through and rebuild, or is this the moment where everything finally collapses for him? Let me know in the comments what you honestly think. Can Jack bounce back from this, or is it already too late for him to save his brand? Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and see you on the next one.